Imagine, you are asleep. You wake up but feel that your ability to move your hands, your head, your legs has been taken from you. You try to scream, but you can't. The only thing under your control is your eyes. They dart around the room. Instantly you are filled with the concern that someone, or something, is in the room with you. You try to scream out, but can't. Was it a half-asleep hallucination, or something far more sinister? The earliest description of sleep paralysis and associated hallucinations dates all the way back to 400 BC in a Chinese book of dreams. In the Middle Ages, sleep paralysis was thought to be caused by an evil presence, and by the 15th century there was much anxiety and fear surrounding sleep paralysis and demon-human sex acts. Coupled with the rise of Christianity and being as confused by sleep paralysis as they were by sexual dreams, or nocturnal emissions, and the increasing stigmatization of female sexuality, a large spike in persecution of scapegoats, like witches, quickly linked sleep paralysis and witchcraft and demonic encounters. And throughout history, each culture has had its own specific version of the most common sleep paralysis hallucinations. For example, in Egypt, sleep paralysis is attributed to terrifying and sometimes murderous supernatural creatures called jinn. Indigenous tribes in South Africa believed that sleep paralysis was the result of black magic and scary dwarf-like creatures called tokoloshi. In European history, many countries came to a similar conclusion that sleep paralysis would result in a hallucination of a malevolent female horse. It's believed that this is the origin of the English word nightmare, mare being another word for female horse. In possibly the most famous depiction of sleep paralysis, artist Heinrich Fuseli depicts both this nightmare and a goblin creature sitting on a sleeping woman's chest. But while many people believe sleep paralysis to be a supernatural visit from a malevolent force, there may be, and probably is, a scientific explanation. It's estimated that about 40% of people have experienced sleep paralysis at least once. It can last from a few seconds to a few minutes. It occurs between sleep and wakefulness, and can happen as someone is falling asleep or as someone is waking up. Sleep paralysis while falling asleep is called hypnagogic or predormital sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis while waking up is called hypnopompic sleep paralysis. In this instance, one will become conscious before the end of a REM cycle, the part of sleep during which a person will dream and their muscles turn off. During REM sleep, the brain and body disconnect, leaving the body somewhat paralyzed. Even automatic reflexes won't work. It is thought that this is to prevent acting out our dreams and nightmares as we sleep. Much like putting a body into autopilot, there are neurotransmitters that are thought to be responsible for turning off the body as we enter REM. Normally we regain control and exit autopilot before we wake up. While we don't know exactly why the brain sometimes malfunctions, allowing someone to wake up before regaining control, when it does happen, one might experience sleep paralysis. While accounts of sleep paralysis might include feeling a dangerous force nearby or a pressure on the body, there's an explanation for this too. When in danger, the amygdala can trigger a response known as fight or flight, an instinctual physiological response. When flight is suddenly no longer an option, the sense of danger nearby might be a protective measure. Additionally, due to possible muscle tightness experienced during sleep paralysis, one might feel a choking sensation or a pressure on the body. And while there's no evidence to suggest that sleep paralysis is dangerous, if you're looking to avoid it, it's suggested that you might be more prone to sleep paralysis if you don't get enough sleep. Sleep on your back. Switch up your sleep schedule, for example with jet lag. Have stress, bipolar disorder, or other mental disorders. Experience other problems during sleep such as cramps, or use certain medications. Whether sleep paralysis is just a malfunction of normal sleeping processes or a visit from something more sinister, it's rare that sleep paralysis is indicative of a greater underlying psychiatric problem, and mostly just an inconvenience.